Episode 75. It's episode 75. It's episode 75 of Talking with Tasha. Welcome back to Talking with Tasha. This is another Lostcast episode. It is episode 12, season 1 of Lost, whatever the case may be. Oh, yes. So technically, this is Talking with Tasha plus Trey Lostcast. And it's 2026. Holy cow. How did that happen? I'm recording this intro on the 14th of January, and wow, what an interesting 14 days we've had of 2026 already. The rest of this episode was recorded on New Year's Day, when we were still filled with hope for the year. So keep that in mind as you're listening. Obviously, we're going to do a Lost recap, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Heated Rivalry, so that chat is in here. Also, a little bit of Stranger Things, a little bit about Marty Supreme, a little bit about a lot of things. Okay? So enjoy this episode of Talking with Tasha plus Trey Lostcast, episode 12, season 1 of Lost. Enjoy. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're recording this on New Year's Day. I think.
Yeah.
Just if you're listening, keep in mind we're a little bit in the time machine, but
yeah. And we'll have been a week into the new Zoran Mamdani administration in New York City.
Did I see a picture where he got sworn in? Was like super cool, like a old subway station or something?
Yeah, he was sworn in at the abandoned subway station by City Hall, which is now like historic and preserved. And I think it's where the 6 train turns around. Lore says that if you ride the 6 train all the way down and stay on, they'll let you like see it. But I've never done that because I don't want to. I'm tired. I should sometime, though.
Because I'm tired.
Yeah. And a lot to do. Not today.
We're going to talk about Lost, but before that, did you watch Stranger Things at all yet? Because the last episode came out yesterday.
Go,
okay.
No. So,
Shut up. No.
No, Nick is in Ohio dealing with some family stuff right now, so we won't be able to watch it until this weekend when he gets home. Unless the snow keeps him there longer.
Okay, well,
and his grandma doesn't have Netflix, so
I will keep my mouth shut. But,
good. And
I haven't done too much looking online because I'm sure it'll just make me mad. Because I know people. I am okay with the ending. I liked it. I cry at everything. I mostly cried just because it's the what now? Like
sure, like so we are caught up except for the final movie. I'm fine with it. Was Will's coming out scene my favorite thing in the world? No. I'm so glad he came out. I'm so glad that he is loved and supported. That was the longest monologue I have ever heard. Okay. Just a list of things he likes.
Well,
and boys.
But I thought that was cute. If you're like a teenage, okay, again,
sure,
I'm not a queer person, so I understand this is not my story to tell or whatever. But I thought it was kind of cute because he's naming all these things. Like, see how we still have all this in common? Like, don't let this change it. You know, like. I
mean, I'm also speaking as like a 38-year-old gay man who's been married for 9 years to another man. So I'm like, yeah, we get it. Okay, cool. But like, and we'll talk about this in a little bit because we've already like pre-texted about one thing that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
But like, if I was a teenager when this was happening and still a teenager when it ended, because it's been, I don't know, about 30 years since it started. Because the the Duffer Brothers don't respect television. It'd be one of the things that was my entire personality. So it's very important, and I'm so happy it happened. Yeah. Just like get to the monsters, get to the like murder.
And real quick, like that episode has become like the lowest rated of all of Stranger Things. And to me, I'm like, just a bunch of homophobes. Like, that's what I'm blaming it on. Like,
that's really what it is.
Although we all knew, like, they've been alluding to the fact that Will's probably gay for a while. And then I thought it was a nice monologue. I cried.
Good. I'm so happy.
Like, but again, I am an easy crier. So to make me cry is not really hard to do.
I am too. And I think Nick was like tearing up a little bit. And I'm like, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
You're like, I'm tired. Can we move on?
But then you cut to Maya Hawke. What is her name?
Robin.
Then you cut to Robin like, yes, elder lesbian. Okay, come on. Let's just say that you like boys.
And then there was a part of me in the back of my head that I'm glad that in this show, obviously, and the show is airing in 2025, but it's set in 1989, and I'm like, I don't know if his friends and family would really be this nice, even though they have other bigger things to worry about. You know what I mean?
So, I think it's in 1987. Isn't it 1987 this year?
Something like, okay. I might
and I was born in 87, so, like, I have no frame of reference to homosexuality in the 80s, but Nick kind of does, because he was born before the 80s. And I'm like, would anybody be concerned about, like, AIDS and stuff? Because I know when my mom and I first started talking about what my sexuality was, she was really nervous about AIDS and HIV, and this is also the early aughts, and Nick's like, no. We didn't, because, like, Reagan didn't talk about it, so, like, no, it wasn't really a thing until the 90s.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, fair. Although during his monologue, some of his friends, like, they looked like, can we do anything else right now? I'm so glad you're having this catharsis. We have to kill Vecna.
But I also think it's interesting that he felt like he needed to get this out of the way because what Vecna showed him was like, you're going to be alone. Your family's not going to love you. You know what I mean? So
that part I actually really loved. Just like, I'm fighting against what I'm being shown, and that, like, being gay means a world of hurt, and being gay means a world of solitude, when no, it doesn't. Usually it means finding a whole new community because you're being shunned, but it is really lovely, you're right, to see an 80s family and friend group going, cool, bro.
Now let's go kill some monsters.
Go kill some monsters. I think it's really great.
Okay, and then speaking of gay stuff, Heated Rivalry. We got to
Never heard of it. What are you talking about?
So I'm kind of late to the party. I didn't start watching it till all the episodes were out. But of course, I heard all the discourse, heard all the things, seeing all the whatever. So I was like, okay, I have time over. I had 2 5-day weekends. I did like nothing but watch TV.
Yeah. It's winter. That's all we should be doing is watching TV and eating good things and laughing with friends.
I literally wrote down my thoughts about Heated Rivalry because I didn't want to forget anything.
Bless you, Natasha.
Because sure, it's getting a lot of talk because of these sexy time scenes, which, don't get me wrong, they're all good-looking dudes. Great. But I think even without the sexy time scenes, I would be invested. Like, I think Shane is the cutest little thing, and like, when the Scott, Hunter, and Kip, I want to just like
Natasha, last name redacted. Yes, Scott and Kip forever and ever. Right? Shane and Ilya, Scott and Kip forever and ever.
I know, and I've read some things, or because even after I finished it, I stayed up late to finish it, and then I stayed up watching TikToks about it.
Sure.
And a couple people were like, and I guess it's 2 different books, kind of.
Yeah.
Like they're merging some stuff from the books. I didn't read the books.
Nope.
And so some people didn't like that 3rd episode like went off the rails, and then we kind of get them back later, whatever.
But like, we needed to have that because it was super important for the 5th episode reveal.
And for like the first little bit of the 3rd episode, I was like, why do we care about these people? And then I was immediately ready. I was like, tell me everything about Kip and Scott Hunter.
I'm on the same like boat with this. I am so happy that it exists, and like I've texted some other like of my queer friends. I'm like, oh, if this came out when we were teenagers, this would have been my entire personality. I would have been like rooting for the NHL. I would have like tried to learn how to skate. I would have like tried to marry a Russian man. Right? I'm very happy for it. It is very good. My bitter old man heart is just like, I just want to see a queer story about a bear or like a weird gangly dude.
Yeah,
or
I hear you.
Black man or like.
Yeah. It's still
so, like,
very because what I hear from a lot of my queer friends that don't fit the stereotypical flamboyant hot guy is like But it's baby steps. They'll be represented eventually. Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
but like a lot of my friends were just like,
Yeah.
some of my friends, this one person that I know, he was just like, it's just so hot. They're just boning down, and I love it. I'm like, cool, but you're conventionally attractive, like,
right? Yeah,
and
I
like
hear
you sleep with conventionally attractive men. But like my other friends who are like we're like bears or like short gremlin people or like little weirdos.
Yeah.
We're all just like, yeah, it was great. It'd be my entire personality. They're conventionally attractive and a little heteronormative and like straight. Like, one of my critiques is that they were still just so straight. And this person who's just like, yeah, boning, just like, but it's 2008 and they're professional athletes, so they can't be. I'm like, I too was alive during the Obama era. I understand, but it also was really nice to like not have like a gay show that was about tragedy.
Right. True. Ilya, though, I get why he has to be machismo. Like,
That
he
one
would
I
literally get like
understood, yeah.
killed in Russia. But okay, here's what my thoughts. I said, so the first time they go all the way because I'm 12.
I have so many like jokes about the first time that they do it.
And then again, this is the only perspective I can come from is a female perspective, and I just loved that Ilya was checking in on Shane the whole time. Like, consent was very important, so I loved seeing that. Are you okay? All that sort of stuff. Again, as a woman's perspective, as someone that's been called a fruit fly, I don't say the F word, but a hag, and like
I'll say
all these
a fag hag. Yeah.
all these things, you know what I mean? But I love that the women in this show, they're like more than that, you know what I mean? Like
the women and
Yeah.
like truly the least interesting people on the show were Shane and Ilya. Like, emphasis on Shane. Like, I want more of the best friends. I want more Scott and Kip. I want more of his dad. His mom,
Dad
maybe
was so
not,
cute,
but like,
yeah. But Rose was so compassionate with Shane.
Yes.
Elena was keeping it real, or Elena, I mean,
Uh-huh.
she was like, Scott, I know what's going on, and you seem like a nice guy, but you're like killing him slowly. She's like, I get what's going on, but get it together.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that Svetlana, like, they have a complicated relationship, her and Ilya, but like she still kind of calls him on his shit, and like she knows where she stands. Like, she's not trying to wife him up really or anything, you know?
No.
And I love that again they weren't reduced to just hangers on or something, or I don't know.
Oh,
like
yes. Everybody had a full life, which was really great.
I also love a man in glasses. Like, when Shane has the glasses on and Ilya's like, put those back on. I get it. I love glasses on a guy.
I'm taking Natasha.
Again, some people thought episode 3 seemed out of place, but I loved it. Oh, and how does I'm going to blank on his real name, but the actor that plays Shane, he is so good, and maybe it's eye drops or something, but when he does just that watery eye, like not a full tear or anything, but just watery eye, and like when they're sitting on the couch and Ilya goes, I could marry Svetlana, and you can tell he's like, no, I don't want you to marry Svetlana. His watery eye was like just enough. I'm getting tingles just thinking about it. Like, I don't
acting is hard. Like, acting is super hard, and so like it is really hard to be able to like cry on command, because there are tricks to get you to cry, mostly involving menthol, but or other such things. But those are going to be like snot tears. But no, he did a great. Like, everybody, it was very well acted. Yes. I think I just read also that it's not going to be up for any Emmys whatsoever because it's a fully Canadian production.
Oh, well, those Canucks know what they're doing with this.
Yeah, give them all of the. I don't know what award it is. Juno, but that's music.
But Schitt's Creek was Canadian, right? And it eventually got its shine.
But I think it wasn't a fully Canadian. There must have been some sort of an American production.
But anyway, that watery eye thing he did more than once, and I was like, how are you doing this? Also, Ilya in French means there is, so it kept sort of distracting me because I'm doing French on Duolingo.
Cool.
Also, when Shane said their charity could be for mental health and suicide prevention to honor Ilya's mom, I snot cried. Like,
no! It was very sweet.
I was like, oh. And then Shane's parents, in the last episode were so nice. They're like feeding Ilya pasta, and Ilya said boyfriend, and oh gosh,
when Ilya said boyfriend, I was a little like,
well,
so
and
I'm not completely heartless. I just
and I was right along with it. I was like, when they're hooking up the one time and Shane freaks out and has to leave, and I was like, they use first names. They like never used first names before that. It was always,
I didn't catch that.
It was always, and that's what I think kind of freaked him out, because he called him Shane or something, because usually it was Hollander, or it's very the bro sports last name thing. And then there was another time where I don't remember. There was another time when it wasn't purely the I love you scene. There was another thing where I was like, did he just say what? But I also loved when he went back to Russia for these are all spoilers if you haven't watched Heated Rivalry, by the way.
The scene where he is speaking Russian on the phone, that part got me, because I'm like, oh my god, don't stop cutting to Hudson. I don't to Shane Hollander. Just keep it on Corey. What is his name?
I don't know. And he's not really Russian, right?
He's from Texas. Sorry, I need to scream at everybody.
That is so impressive to me, because I could have fooled me.
I think I've also read that Russians are like, he's not Russian? What do you mean he's not Russian? His Russian is so good. Mine was
anyway, and I said, and I don't know if this, maybe your theater mind or whatever will get, for a bunch of closeted men that are worried about being found out, they are doing a lot of things in front of giant windows. And everywhere they go has giant windows. Do you think they're trying to say something with the windows?
Tasha.
Like somehow it's a reflection of how they want to be seen, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into the windows.
I think the windows are just a voyeurism exhibitionism trope. Just I want to fuck you against a window. I don't think that was said, but every time I'm like, oh, that's just what he wants to do.
I was literally close the blinds every time because I was nervous for them.
But also,
I didn't understand it.
There were so many times when I'm just like, what do you mean Ilya came over to your apartment? You are both super famous hockey players in Montreal, and everybody's like, oh, you're the hockey guy. They're going to see Ilya going in oh, that's Shane Hollander's building. Why is he doing that? And maybe it's a prank, but I don't think that anybody would have put it together. But it was weird.
The one time he had Ilya come in the back door. No pun intended.
No, I think every pun intended. Speaking of, you were talking about the first time that they got together, and Ilya was checking in, which is very lovely, and anybody should do that, especially if it's your first time, and you need to check in on the person, on the partner being penetrated. That's the most PC way that I can say it. To be is this okay? Because you are being something is going inside of you, and I want to make sure you're okay. And I think that's just a thing that you have to do. There's your sex life lesson with Trey today.
Yeah, but I will say, as a female, that is also usually the receiver will say, check in on your partner.
Check in on your partner. But so during their first scene, after it was over, I turned to Nick, and we're both just okay, that was a little hot. But also, if Ilya really is 9 inches long, and he was going at that pace, and it was Shane's, I assume, first time bottoming for a human, not just his thing. I have a thing. Yeah. It's a dildo. I feel so bad for Shane, because that's one, a lot of penis, and two, a very rapid pace for your first time going into an orifice that is usually, that doesn't naturally expand a vulva does. I mean, yes, swingers, and they do, but it takes work. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's got one of those fantasy dildos. I don't know.
Right. I just assumed if he was okay with it, one, they must lube is probably involved, right? And
all of it, all of the lube, just every bottle in the world.
And I also assumed, since he did say he had a dildo, I was well, at least it's not just
the first time
ever,
But still, it's just
yeah. And there's a part of me that, I started by saying even without the sexy time scenes, I think I'd still be fully invested. But there is also a part of me that's if you're going to go that far, why we never see any actual full frontal. So part of me is
yeah.
I was we either go all in or don't. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and it might also be that the actors are just
true.
You don't need to see my dick. And
no.
That was
and
one
I
thing
get
that we also did.
It doesn't need to be full on porn, but we see a lot of butts when they're just walking around.
The choreography, so that way we didn't see any penis. Every time, I'm the way that man got into that bed with a man he just had sex with does not exist. You're just gonna crawl in the gremlin sex demon that you are.
And also the fact that Shane calls that cottage a cottage. That is not a cottage. That is a huge lakeside mansion. Like, I don't understand.
Also, whose dock was that across the way? Like, every time that they were, like, doing, like, Little Mermaid kisses on that rock, I was just like, is that your dock? If that's your dock, this is not a cottage. This is an estate.
Yes, and if it isn't your dock, aren't you still scared of being found out? I don't understand.
Right, because your neighbors are like, oh, that's Shane Hollander's house. Oh, he's doing it with the dude who binoculars kind of maybe looks like Ilya.
Okay, that was all my thoughts on Heated Rivalry. But it's a good show,
and everybody should watch it and go be allies of the community.
Yes, but even Kip, who is a man that makes smoothies and is going to grad school for art, has an 8-pack. Like, what is it?
Also that, I'm like, everybody is gorgeous.
I know.
Everybody is, like, stereotypically gorgeous. And, like, thank you. I'm so, like, yes, they exist too. But I'm like, can't somebody love a bear?
I totally get that, because also as a chubby short woman, there's not a lot of us playing leads either. So I understand. But and also even Kip's friend at the smoothie shop, like the first time Scott comes in, when she's just leaning there and she's like, "Girl,"
I know.
Like, she said so much with one word, and I was
with one word. I used to hate just like the adjective girl. Yeah. I freaked out one day at somebody at work. She's like, why do you always say girl? Like, it is every third word. We are not all girls. We are men. We are gay. It is fine. But now it's just like a well-placed girl is so good. Or if I'm irritated with you, like, girl, shut up. Like, yeah. So I've
had another friend of mine say that he hated that as well as a gay man, the whole girl thing. And I don't think I use it.
We have a lot of internalized misogyny in ourselves and homophobia.
But I get it. Like, not, you don't want it to be like, especially if you're not especially effeminate. It's like, why are you calling me that or whatever? But I, like you were saying, like, sometimes it's almost like a good bitch or like anything to me.
Yes.
It's like, sometimes it's just more the emphasis of the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not actually calling, like, sometimes I want to say it to just everybody. Sometimes I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, I want to say, I say that to like anybody.
I have started doing it. I think I said it to my dad once. Just like, girl, what? He's like, whoa, like, it's a gay thing.
Yeah, I feel
You're
like it's
fine.
just now. It's its own saying. It has. It's like, dude, you're a dude. I'm a dude. We're all dudes. Everyone's yeah, it's like bruh. Everyone's a bruh. Everyone's a girl. Sometimes it's just how it is.
I will use bruh with my gay friends if they're being especially idiotic. Like, just like, bruh, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you're being an idiot man.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of idiot men, let's talk about Jack on Lost. Trey is the leader this time, I guess. And so episode 12, did you catch whatever the case may be?
Yeah, whatever that case may be.
Now, go.
Okay.
Ready, break.
Cool. All right. Lost, Season 1, Episode 12, whatever the case may be. So we open on a sweeping jungle scene with contemplative music. Like, it went on, it was a nature shot longer than we have ever had, I think. And we finally see Kate has climbed a tree and she's just picking fruit. Had the Losties finally accepted their fate that they're not being rescued? Then she climbs down, starts trudging back through the jungle, and hears a twig snap, and the music shifts and becomes intense, but she keeps going. And then more branches are breaking, and then she picks up a rock and throws it and hits Sawyer. He was just protecting her. He's worried about her. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm already going to interject.
Good.
One, of course, her hair is in her face, but that hair is apparently the only hair she has. Did you notice? No armpit hair. In a minute, we see them swimming. There's no body hair whatsoever. They have been there how long?
3 weeks.
There would be some hair.
There would be some hair on everybody.
Unless she literally had, like, permanent hair removal before she got there.
Every woman had permanent hair removal, except for Rousseau. I feel like Rousseau, like, has, like, a little mustache. Because she's been there for 16 years. And is French, so who cares?
Because literally, Kate's wearing a tank, and you see her reach up, and I was like, that is a freshly shaved armpit if I have ever seen one.
Just another, like, tick in the box for everybody's thought when this show first came out. Like, oh, it's purgatory. So they're all just like,
Yeah,
Still
and I
how they
liked
are.
seeing that it looked like they reused some of the seatbelts for like the strap of her bag.
Yeah.
Did you know? I thought
Yeah.
that was cool. Anyway,
There-
as you were.
Okay. Sawyer is just worried about her after the attack on Claire. She shushes him because she hears a waterfall in a lagoon. It's another nature shot. Sawyer gets into the lagoon wearing his jeans. Gross.
I wrote that
My
too. How is he
God.
swimming in his jeans?
How are you swimming in your jeans? They're gonna get so heavy. And then Kate follows him in the tiniest underwear. And a tank top.
With no pubic hair to be
With
seen.
no hair. Nobody has hair.
Even though it's the tiniest underwear you've ever seen.
The itty bittiest little underwear. And they play fight, and it's a scene out of Beaches or some other, like, Link movie. And they play underwater, Sawyer still in his jeans, and they find 2 bodies of people in airplane seats who are trapped underwater and drowned. Lost.
Also, I wrote Sawyer, kind of talks her into swimming. Like, he starts taking his clothes off. He's like, come on, blah, blah, blah. And then when she goes to take her pants off, he, like, makes a noise. And I'm like, don't be a perv. But, I mean, it's Sawyer, so you expect it. But
Right.
at the
And,
same
like,
time.
why are you not taking your pants off?
Exactly. You're going to swim in your jeans?
You're going to swim in your jeans?
Anyway, go
Oh my
on.
God, the 2 crude comments I can make right now. Though they dive back down into the lagoon, Sawyer steals a wallet off of the male body. It's a man and a woman, we presume. Kate spots a metal briefcase in the underseat compartment. Planes were different in the early aughts, apparently. Kate says that it's hers, and they retrieve it, and Kate admits that it's not actually hers. So Sawyer takes it and tries to call her bluff. Then we cut back to Lost Beach, where there's a mad scramble for suitcases because the tide has shifted and everything is being washed out to sea. Trivia that I just looked up, this was actually happening.
Oh.
They had to actually change their beach location because the tide that always shifts on Oahu was going to come up and wash everything away, the set away, and it was going to be an ecological disaster if you just had a fuselage in, like, off the coast of Hawaii now.
Yeah. And real quick, back to when they're done swimming, Kate puts her pants back on over her, like, wet underwear, and that is a UTI or bladder infection or something just waiting for it.
No hair, no UTIs. But also, your legs are still wet and you're putting your jeans back on? That's impossible.
It is
What kind of
impossible.
television magic
And also,
is happening here?
Even if you just go to the gym and get really sweaty but leave, like, your leggings on too long, get ready for an infection. Like, it is just a thing that happens as a woman. If it is damp down there too long, bad things happen.
Oh, you mean this opening in your body that is essentially a mucous membrane needs to have a dry place to land? Yes.
I'm just saying. I
having-
watched that and I was like, oh, that's not a good idea.
Having
Kate.
flashbacks to the beginning of COVID, like right before the world shut down, my boss was just like, Trey, do you think that I should wash my hands before I go to the bathroom because I don't want to touch my vagina area with whatever I might have touched? Like, yeah, wash your hands. Don't talk to me about you're my boss. I don't.
Oh, that's...
And like I was like very like straight faced, like, yeah, like we can't touch our faces because of like the mucus in our noses, so like you can't touch your body, he says as he like puts his hands down in his groin area. All right, let's stop talking about my boss and her body. So Sawyer takes the case and tries to call Kate's bluff. We cut to the beach, the mad scramble. Jack tries to convince Saeed to move into the caves, and Saeed says that most folks don't want to after what happened to the pregnant girl. I guess Saeed and Claire haven't spoken. He doesn't know her
I
name.
don't know. The other thing I noticed, again, we talk about this a little bit, but every once in a while, we're like, who are all these other people? Like, as they're scrambling to move stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I forget there's like 40
But I'm starting
people.
to like recognize people. 'Cause
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did use the same extras over and over because
Well, which is smart.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make that money extras. Jack says that he needs Saeed to take him to Rousseau because Claire is still out there and there are others, as Rousseau had told Saeed. Jack wants to know about the maps and the documents that Saeed took from Rousseau, which I forgot he did. But Saeed said that the math is beyond even what he can do, and it's all in French. And Jack wants to help Claire, but Saeed isn't sure, so Jack gestures to Charlie in his depression about Claire. Then Boone comes up on Shannon, and she's just sitting against the fuselage. She questions him about where he and his boyfriend Locke have been traipsing off to before sunrise for the past 4 days. He says that they're still looking for Claire after, avoiding the question. And he calls Shannon useless, and she doesn't like that.
But it is kind of wild, even in this moment. You see everybody panicking, and you're going to just sit.
Uh-huh. Yeah. it is a little
You can help a little bit, Shannon.
Come
I get
on.
maybe you can't build a fort, but you can move luggage.
You can move
I don't know.
Yeah. It's night now, and Kate is playing with the fire while Sawyer holds onto a briefcase. And flashback! We're in a bank, and a banker is talking to a Miss Ryan about her loan app, which I found weird. Say application. I don't think he's going to say loan app. And it's Kate Ryan. They're in New Mexico. Kate says that she's a photographer who's been commissioned to make a coffee table book of old theaters. And then robbers enter the bank to have a heist. Guns are being shot. A robber pushes Kate to the ground and calls her a bitch. And I hope he gets what he deserves. She was called a bitch twice during this episode. I was what? And then asks if the banker that she was talking to, Mark Hutton, is the manager. He is, and he takes him to open the vault. Back to the present. Kate sneaks into Sawyer's lean-to to grab the briefcase that he's sleeping with between his knees.
Which is of course, Kate, this is a setup. What person sleeps like this?
It's not a pillow. It's not comfortable. She tries to grab it, and he wakes up and restrains her and tries to be all sexy, so Kate punches him. Honestly, good.
Isn't it more of a headbutt? I feel like it's
I think so, yeah. I think I was taking notes. I just heard the sound effect. I'm like, oh, it's a punch. Kate really wants that briefcase, but Sawyer won't give it to her. And then Shannon is just sitting on the beach, and she unties her top. And Saeed stops and tells her that they're super close to the equator. But Shannon's okay. She's had a good base. And then Saeed tells Shannon he needs her help translating. And Shannon,
I waited till you took your top off to talk to you about this.
Yeah. And then Shannon sitting up and covering her front. She's acting flirty because that's how she survives in this world, it seems. Right. And she's I only barely speak English, so she can't help.
You mean French?
And then, French, not Shannon, Sawyer, Saeed. It's a lot. Yeah. Sawyer's trying to pick the lock on the briefcase. Michael, in his one scene, hauls things up from the beach so they don't get washed away, tells him he'll never do it because it's a Halliburton, because we know the brands of briefcases, apparently. And Sawyer says he can pick any lock. And then Hurley, in his one scene, laughs at Sawyer's attempt. Michael tells him the only way he can do it is by hitting it with something hard. Then Boone drags the axe into the jungle and brings it to Locke in his one scene and says he doesn't think that he was followed. Okay. And then,
cool.
Yep. And then Rose
reappears.
Rose is back.
Yeah.
She's dragging some metal up the beach and having a time with it. And she says hi to Charlie and kind of gives him a piece of her mind in the kindest way by telling him he needs help with the effort to move the camp because he's not the only one with things to be sad about.
Which she's not wrong, but also go yell at Shannon then.
Yes. Oh, yeah. There were so many scenes you're the only one not helping. Charlie's not helping, Shannon's not helping, Sawyer's not helping. What are you talking about? Jin was nowhere to be seen this episode.
We did get one brief sun moment, though. We'll
talk about that. Sawyer is now in the jungle trying to... Oh, and then Charlie starts helping Rose move things. Sawyer's in the jungle trying to break the case open. It's not working, so he climbs a tree and tosses it down onto the rocks. And Kate, who is not helping with the effort to clean up the beach, comes by and snatches the briefcase while he's still in the tree. And they chase through the jungle, and they're both just so fast, not tripping over anything. And then Sawyer's stunt double tackles Kate's stunt double. It was very clear. And I'm just that's not... I rewound it to be that's not Josh Holloway.
I also, that scene when he's up really high and she kind of comes out of nowhere and steals the case, it reminded me of a scene in Hunger Games where
oh, yeah.
I was oh, that... And obviously Hunger Games was made after, but it just was a similar vibe.
Sawyer tries to get the case back. He does get the case back and tries to convince Kate to tell him what's in the case. He doesn't actually care. He just wants to know why Kate cares so much.
Yeah.
And then we have a flashback. The robber is trying to muscle the key out of the bank manager's hands, and a big guy A big guy hostage rushes over to one of the robbers, the big guy robber, knocks the gun out of his hands and kicks it over to Kate. Kate picks up the gun and she doesn't know how to use it. I don't know how to take the safety off. So the lead robber comes over and knocks the gun out of her hands and starts to choke Kate. And he's like, we're going to go this way. And so he brings her into a back office and says, they're going to talk. And then he takes off his mask. Kate is in on the heist. Kate's a bank robber. And then they make out.
I wrote, hello, there's an active robbery happening.
You are actively robbing people. Ugh. Then we come back to present day, and Shannon is helping Saeed translate. She's mad that there's math and says that she can't do this. And here's my soapbox again. I feel so bad for Shannon. Again, it's 2004, and we're told that she's just another dumb blonde. Cue the one-hit wonder by Hoku.
Love it.
You've got to assume that people has told Shannon that she is just a pretty face and she's not worth anything else, and she has internalized that to such a degree that she doesn't believe that she can do anything with her brain. And sometimes it feels like I'm going to write a think piece called A Feminist Argument for Shannon on Lost. I love her so much.
And then as people that have watched Lost, we know... we find out later, spoiler alert, that Saeed and Shannon have a thing. But I remember in the moment being like, where did this come from? But then watching this scene, I'm like, maybe they did have a thing.
And it's like, because it's also like, was she just flirting with him to try to get him to be nice to her? But then he does look at her kind of dreamily.
Yeah. But she does end up helping, and she helped before. She did translate
She's
the
good
French.
at things.
Yeah.
So anyway, Saeed tells her that she can do this, and she asks how she learned French. And she learned French by living with a guy in Saint-Tropez on the French Riviera. Ooh la la. And Saeed just kind of dreamily looks at her. It's a beautiful shot of David Andrews just sitting there with his hand on his face and a pencil in his hand and his giant finger. It's a gorgeous shot.
And then I wrote, though, is Shannon wearing pink lipstick?
Yes, I noticed that. It is the candy pinkest of lipstick, and it's a little diminutive and making her look like a little girl.
Yeah.
But
and then I also just think I'm sure she still has it left from, they haven't been there that long that you still wouldn't have lipstick. But I'm but just with her character, you're saying, her looks are her currency kind of. So part of me was like, is this really necessary?
But it's also a thing of I want, what's a normal thing? A little bit of lipstick.
Yeah.
So
who am I to judge? It's fine.
Yeah. So Saeed's just kind of looking at her dreamily, and I'm like, is he using his enhanced interrogation techniques by being a little flirty? Who knows, but Shannon does decide to try again. And then Jack approaches Sun in her one scene and asks her in English what plant she's tending. And she answers in Korean and then mimes a headache. And that's what Sun does in this episode.
And I wrote, why is she going back to acting like she doesn't know English?
Because I don't think Jack knows that she does.
Was it just Michael?
I think it's just Michael.
Okay.
But also, there's another think piece called Sun from Lost and the Trope of the Magical Asian Woman. Because, of course, this woman from a very wealthy Korean family also knows all about herbal remedies because she's Korean and a woman, after all.
That's true. You'd think it'd be more even in the one backstory we had from her, there was nothing about plants.
No,
she had a dog.
Wealthy.
Yeah.
And it's not and I'm not saying that wealthy people can't know about herbal remedies, but it's just you take the Asian woman who doesn't speak English, who does, but we don't know that. We kind of know this. Mm-hmm. And she knows all about aloe for your teeth, and aloe to burns and teeth, and this plant for headaches, which people know, but it just feels very racist. So then Kate comes up to Jack and says, we have a problem, and he's dubious about it. And she then tells her story again about how he's the only one who really knows about her being a criminal. And then she tells the story of the silver case in front of Sun. This is Sun's other thing that she does. She listens. Yeah, but they just talk about it because she doesn't speak English. So, your secret's safe with me. No. Never. Don't assume that people around you don't know what you're saying.
Yeah. One of my favorite stories from college, remember Aaron? We went to La Juanita's once after... being out one night or whatever. Yeah. And she was a Spanish major or something. She knows Spanish very well. And we're in line, and these guys behind us are speaking Spanish. And I took 3 years in high school, but I know 4 things. So she's... Sure. But she knows a lot more than that. And she knew what they were saying the whole time. I wasn't really paying attention. But then she gets up to the counter and she fully orders in Spanish, kind of talks to the person behind the counter, and she just like turns and stares, like kind of gives them a look, and they look like shame because apparently they were talking about our butts like the whole time.
I love those stories.
I know. And I was like, Aaron, why didn't you, like, I wanted to be in on that. I only got to find out after. You know what I mean? I was like, what? Saw the look she gave him, and I was like, what? You know,
what is happening? What is happening?
But I loved my nachos were delicious from there as always. So
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
I want a burrito now. So they're talking in front of Sun because she doesn't speak English, but quelle surprise, she does. He says in French. In the case is some money and some travel stuff and 4 guns and ammo. The airline wouldn't let the marshal, who owns the case apparently, take it on the plane because there's guns in it.
But yet it was on the plane?
I have so many questions about this. So he checked it, and then it ended up under a seat in the lagoon. Okay. That's not how it works. But now Sawyer has it, and he can't open it, but he will. And Kate says she knows where the key is, with the dead marshal in his wallet. And Jack asks, what else is in the case, Kate? But Kate says it's just guns, and she wants Jack to tell her where he buried the marshal. Jack said that he will only help if they open the case together. And Kate says, okay, what's in the case, Kate? What's in the case? Cut to Brad Pitt.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in the case.
Spoiler. Oh.
Speaking of Gwyneth Paltrow, we went to Marty Supreme on Christmas.
How was it?
I was underwhelmed, I guess. I don't know.
I want to see it just because
Yeah.
I would love to try to do all of like the Golden Globe and Oscar movies this year.
I think the acting in it for what it is was good, but Marty Supreme as a character, he's a terrible person. All he wants to do is play table tennis. He leaves this wake of destruction, just IOUs left and right, doesn't have a place to live. Just like it was just stressing me out more than anything. I was
but also, why is Kevin O'Leary in this movie?
That's what I
Hire an actor who's not a dickbag billionaire.
I was like, why is this guy from Shark Tank? But he plays a dickbag billionaire, so
sure. And like I think that's like the director's shtick too. Like they hire like people that are really this thing. I'm like, but not Kevin O'Leary.
He wasn't bad, if that, you know what I mean. Like he was okay.
I don't want to hear that.
But they're just, and then it's the, I call it like the Mrs. Maisel thing, where there's just like a lot of fast talking over each other and stresses me out, and there's just a lot of that.
Got it. I mean, I'll see it eventually, but yeah. It's strange. Okay. Rose and Charlie have fashioned a sled out of a piece of metal. Good job, friends. And they're dragging more things up the beach. Rose is smiling and happy, and Charlie thinks it's weird because how can you be happy on this island when there's a monster and dangerous people in the jungle? And Rose tells him what happened to Claire isn't his fault and no one blames him. And she tells him that he should ask for help. And then think piece number 3, Rose from Lost and the kindly middle-aged black woman sage. This episode was just like trope city about women.
But do you think if Rose was just an older lady of any race, she would be this like old wise sage? Or do you think it's just because I think the older part makes it more the sage thing? Like,
yeah, but there's also like the trope of the magical Negro, which is like, I hate the phrase, but that's what the trope is called, right?
Yeah.
Of just like, oh, we have this old black person, man or woman, who knows all the things and is going to teach you a lesson, which is a little bit what Rose is here for.
A little bit, yeah.
And
I just like Rose, though. I don't know.
Oh, I love Rose.
Yeah.
All right, so Kate and Jack are now by the marshal's grave. He wasn't burned with the others in the fuselage because Jack needed to bury him.
What does that mean? I wrote that down too. I was like,
because he didn't save him is my guess. Like,
but he didn't save those other people either.
But those people are already dead. Like, he tried to save this man with all of the shrapnel in his body. And I think he just is guilty because we're supposed to care for Jack, whatever. Flashback! Kate and the man are still in the office, and Kate, or is it Maggie, because he keeps calling her Maggie, tells him to make it look good, and he slaps the shit out of her, and he roughs her up for being a hero, which is what, like, after he drags her back to the bank floor, calls her a hero. And they emerge into the bank floor and stage a scene where he's going to kill her unless the bank manager opens the vault. And the manager relents. And he's like, you have until the count of 3. And he's like, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like, there was a little bit too much of a pause because he didn't want to shoot Kate, Maggie, or whatever her name is. So back to the island. Jack and Kate are digging up the marshal's body, and it stinks because it's a dead body, y'all. We don't smell good when we die. We rot. It's why I want to be a tree. I'm going to be a tree when I'm dead.
This guy didn't get any embalming or anything either. Like,
no,
he is all the things.
Because he is just, and it's a shallow grave too. It's only like 4 feet deep.
I'm surprised those boars that Locke chases didn't dig it up or something.
So Kate fishes the wallet out of the marshal's back pocket, and it is covered in maggots. And she drops the wallet, and there's no key. Why? Because Jack discovers that she already took it out of the wallet. And so he's like, that was a cute little sleight of hand, and he takes the key from her because he is betrayed. Betrayed! Oh, Jack. He was very dramatic this episode.
I wrote, Jack is pissed because she's a liar with hair in her face.
Yeah. Move your hair so I can look at your eyes. Your betrayer eyes. Oh.
I just don't know how it doesn't bother her. Like, sometimes she'll even, like, leave it, like, it's on her nose or something, and I'm like, get it off your face.
Because it's sexy. Shannon is reading the French and is trying to translate the sea of silver sparkles that change. And she's getting frustrated as Saeed is getting a little pushy. But there's something about this that seems so familiar to Shannon, but Saeed thinks it's just nonsense. Shannon says maybe his French friend is a little crazy since she's been alone on this mystery island for 16 years. And Saeed's like, this has been a mistake. And with tears in her eyes, Shannon says, yeah, haven't you heard? I'm completely useless. And stomps off. You're not useless. You're a feminist icon. I love you.
And it is true. It's like, he's like, this doesn't make sense. And it's like, yeah, it doesn't. None of this makes sense, Saeed. Like, what is happening?
And, like, I understand, like, Saeed is trying to find some meaning in the science, right? And I really love that. But also that we have, like, a Middle Eastern man and science, and that, like, math and science really, like, burgeon in the Middle East, and we don't talk about that enough. There's a lot of tropey things that are a little weird in this that I'm looking back on.
But at least his makes sense for his character, because he says, like, in the Army I did a lot of code breaking and stuff. Yeah. So, like, that, you know.
Yeah. So Jack approaches Sawyer, and he wants the briefcase. And Jack says Sawyer will give him the briefcase. Otherwise, Jack is going to stop giving Sawyer the antibiotics he's been using to keep the infection from the knife wound in his arm from, like, spreading. And Sawyer thinks he's bluffing because Jack's a hero doc, but gives him the case anyways.
And I wrote, not very Hippocratic there, Doc.
Nope.
The oath of that.
The island is changing him. And then Kate's sitting by herself on the beach, and Jack comes over with the case because they're going to open the case together because that's what he said he would do because he's a good guy, not like Kate who lies.
I also think it's kind of endearing that Sawyer, I mean, it comes off kind of snotty because everything Sawyer does, it does. Yeah. But when he's like, be careful with her, sort of, Sawyer kind of warns Jack. But, like, Sawyer's a con artist, too. Like, he knows... Yeah. He knows the con,
game knows game, right?
Yeah. He's like, she's got tricks. Like, be careful.
Yep. So we're in a flashback. The lead robber is with the manager, Maggie, Kate, and the big guy who had the gun knocked out of him. They enter the vault. And the manager says that they need to let the girl go. And the lead robber gives up the game and says Maggie, Kate, is actually the mastermind. He pulls his mask off and then he pulls the gun on the manager. And Kate steals the gun from the big guy because he is worthless. And says that if the main guy shoots, she'll shoot. And he doesn't believe her. So he cocks the gun and then she shoots the main guy in the knee. And then the third robber comes in and Kate shoots him. And then Kate shoots the big guy. And then we finally learn that the lead robber boyfriend's name is Jason. Mm-hmm. Can you just say Jason earlier? Please.
But this moment, it's almost like a Matrixy. She's like somersaulting 2 guns. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, like and
she's a con artist with heart, though, because the whole reason she shoots all the robber people is because she's like, we said we wouldn't hurt anybody, and he was going to shoot the manager. Yeah, and she was like, that I did not sign up for that.
Nope.
And she didn't do any kill shots. They were all like in the leg and stuff.
Yes.
So she's,
she has a heart.
She's a robber with heart.
Yeah. And then she convinces the manager to open safe deposit box 815, like the flight number.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I was probably typing. Because he also goes, but we need 2 keys. And she's like, I have the other one.
I have it. But she's not a signatory, so she had to like stage this whole robbery to get this thing that we're going to talk about at the end. Jason then just says that Maggie should kill me, so that way because otherwise I'm going to come get you. And Kate's like, my name's not Maggie. Cue the ting-tings. That's not my name. And she opens the safe deposit box and finds a bulbous envelope.
Yep.
Okay. Then back to the present. Jack and Kate are opening the briefcase in the jungle, and Jack wants to know if there's anything she wants to tell him. Because we have the same conversation over and over because it's television. And they open it up, and there's the cash, and there's the guns, and there's the ammo, and Kate looks ashamed, and there's an envelope labeled personal effects, and in that envelope is the bulbous envelope from the safe deposit box. Jack hands it to her unopened, and Kate opens it, and it is a toy airplane.
Dun dun.
Ooh. Kate won't tell Jack what it is because it's nothing and he wouldn't understand it. And then he grabs her arm and he says, tell the truth. And they shout at each other, it belonged to the man I loved. Tell the truth. It belonged to the man I loved. Tell the truth. It belonged to the man I killed. Okay. And then she just sobs.
Yep.
And Jack feels bad and he repacks the briefcase and judges Kate for being a killer. Okay. And so the beach losties are then trekking to another spot on the island, and that should be safe. Okay?
And it is like right along the trees, though, into the jungle.
Yes.
So, like, if they are afraid of this monster, they're pretty close.
Yep. And then Charlie finds Rose at night by one of the fires, and I need you to know that I wrote these notes in real time. And they talk about her husband, Bernard, and Rose knows he is still alive, mostly because she has faith. And Charlie breaks down sobbing because he feels so bad about Claire. And he asks Rose for help, calling back to say, you gotta ask for help. And she's like, I'm not the one who can help him. And in real time, I wrote, oh, who's it gonna be? Is it Jesus? Yes, it's Jesus. And they pray. And we just have another, like, it just is very tropey for Rose this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, that's...
But not to be totally stereotypical, but I do feel like older people in general are just more churchy. I don't know. A lot more of my aunts and uncles and stuff would probably be
absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And this is 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And
but still, I thought the same thing. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. I'm like, oh. It's like those new ads, like He Knows Us or whatever.
Yeah.
You know which ones I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the yellow ads, like He Knows or whatever they are. Okay. And this is not me saying that, like, Christianity is bad. This is just like, oh, like... It's not like you can only be helped by, like, having positive thoughts is what this felt like. It's like,
those ads bother me, too, because it's like how much, especially when the ones were during the Super Bowl, I was like, the amount you spent on these ads, you could have cured homelessness or something. I don't know.
I'm resisting my soapbox about
But you know what I mean? Like,
yes. Oh, I know.
Build affordable housing instead of this ad. Like, I don't know what you...
Have like a food pantry. Like, offer help rather than like sending people to a website.
And instead of shaming us for like not doing enough and you're spending all, whatever. Okay. Cool. Proceed.
Anyways, back to this. So Shannon finds Saeed on the beach and admits that the guy from Saint-Tropez had a kid who was a real snot. That kid's name was Laurent. And the kid watched the same movie over and over. A cartoon about a fish. You know, the computer one. Shannon doesn't know what Finding Nemo is.
Is that
it's
the one
Finding
she was talking
Nemo.
about? Okay.
Yes, she's talking about Finding Nemo. One of the largest movies in the world at that time, right?
Okay, yeah.
And maybe, maybe I am wrong about her. Maybe she is just like, you don't know what Finding Nemo is?
Maybe they couldn't. ABC and Disney are together, though, so I wonder why she couldn't say it.
Yeah, who knows? But so it was dubbed in French, and there was this song, and the French woman just wrote the lyrics over and over. She realized what she was writing, and Shannon sings it, and it's Beyond the Sea by Robbie Williams. Somewhere
by
Beyond
Robbie
the
Williams.
Sea. That's the name of the.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I want to make sure. And I'm gonna Google in real time. Beyond the Sea.
And also, but how would...
sorry, Bobby Darin. It's Bobby
Okay.
Darin.
Bobby.
Bobby Robbie.
That's an old song, so I get that Rousseau would know that. Because at first I was like, Rousseau would not see Finding Nemo, though, if she's been on this island for 15 years.
Right.
But
And
the song's
apparently-
old enough, but yeah.
And also, the Bobby Darin one that we all know is a remake of a song that was originally in French. Weird. Look at us learning things today.
I did not look that up, but
I didn't. I did. I did not just know that off the top of my head. And then, so we hear her singing like La Mer in French over all of this. And Jack walks by Kate on the beach, and he is disappointed. And Kate plays with the toy airplane. And it's the end of the episode. Like, a great episode ends in the most boring way.
yeah. When you texted me and said, oh, I like this episode, I actually, and don't get me wrong, it was a fine episode, but how excited I was at the end of the last episode, I wanted more about what they found, the hatch door. I thought, I was like, why are we not getting back to that again? But it's because it needs to be a 25 episode season.
We gotta have so many episodes. And like, they're also building on the lore of who these people are and Kate's mysterious background.
Mm-hmm. But because I wrote, why don't I remember this Kate storyline? Like, I forgot about this bank robber thing.
I couldn't either, but like, as we were watching, I'm like, oh, she's in on it. Right? Like,
yeah,
so, like, I remember,
that's what I assumed as well too.
Yeah.
But I forgot this Jason guy. I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
And the guy she killed, if I remember correctly, I don't remember this toy airplane. I don't
either. But like, I was like going through Lostpedia because I love resources. And they said that like it'll come back, but I think it doesn't come back until like season 3. And they showed who it was, but I'm like, I'm not going to click on any more links because I'm going to remember these things. Because again, I fully forgot about this bank robbery storyline.
Yep, me too.
And the whole like Michigas about this silver briefcase.
Yeah, and Maggie and all that, or what? Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so my main questions were like, why don't I remember this? Why aren't we talking about the hatch more? But I'm assuming Boone went and got the axe for Locke because they're messing with the hatch. Oh, and then
because
I wrote,
we also haven't called it the hatch yet.
No. But
that's just us. Yeah.
For lack of a better word, we're gonna just call it that. And then I wrote like, what does the song actually mean though? Like, why is it on this map and stuff? Like, is it supposed to be a code somehow or something? And then I wrote, where is Claire? Because we still don't know where Claire is.
Yep.
What are Boone and Locke doing together with an axe? When I word it like that, it sounds kind of
kinky.
And then I wrote, what was in the safety deposit box if the plane was all that there was? You know what I mean? Like, was there anything else in that envelope?
It looks like that's all that it was, but also the safe deposit box is not a trope that's not going to happen much anymore. Yeah. Because banks everywhere are getting rid of them. And kind of sad.
I feel like, I mean, I know they're not that expensive, but to me, it's always like a rich person thing. Like nobody, I don't think I know anybody with a safe deposit box.
I think my folks had one because it's just where you kept your documents.
Yeah.
But like my birth certificate's in my underwear drawer. Like
my parents had just one of those like lock boxes that was supposed to be fireproof and stuff or whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, and then of course the old standby, why can't Kate keep hair out of her face? And then speaking of hair, why are all the women so hairless? That was my other question.
This is why I have you, because like I didn't like clock that because I'm a man.
And then what were your questions? Anything?
My
else?
questions? Who did Kate kill?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where has Rose been?
True.
What does the French actually say? Which was answered. It's beyond the sea. Why is the French familiar to Shannon? She tells us. Why did Boone bring an axe to Locke in the jungle? What's with the plane?
True. What's that got to do with this guy you love or kill or whatever?
Yeah, who did you kill?
Why? Yeah. And why do they have a toy plane? Was it a child? Like, why do you have a toy plane?
Was he a pilot?
Yeah.
Did he, like, hand you the plane and say, you're going to get onto a plane that's going to crash one day and it's going to be the same number as the safe deposit box or something? And you're like,
I can't believe I didn't pick up on the number of the safe deposit box.
Also, I had the captions on, and it said 850 in the captions, and Lostpedia told me that it was 815. Like, okay, cool, thanks.
I get that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, did Nick have any questions, or is he just out of town? And yeah,
He's out of town, so I will rewatch it with him when he gets home.
And I guess we talked about how today was New Year's Day, but what did you do to celebrate New Year's?
So we have a standing New Year's date with our friends and their kids. We've been doing it. We were talking about this last night. We think we've been doing it for about a decade now. We go over to their place and we eat too much food and play board games. I had a whole bottle of wine last night, like accidentally. I turned and went, oh, I had a bottle of wine and we haven't even had dinner yet. It was just, I had a long other day on New Year's Eve because of other things, work, which I'm trying to release. I'm trying to release all the anxieties from things of 2025 and have new anxieties for 2026, I guess. How about you? How was your New Year's?
This was my first New Year's since being old enough to go out on New Year's. I think this was my first New Year's where I was home by midnight.
Oh, nice.
Partially because of Stranger Things, though, I gotta admit. I went, me and a friend, we went to a bar was having trivia, so we went, had a couple drinks, played trivia, and then we both were like, do you want to go somewhere else? What do you want to do? And we were like, by this time it was 8:30, and we were like, well, Stranger Things came out. So we went home and watched it, and then not watched it together. We watched it separately, but then texted each other.
Does Netflix still do the things where you can have a watch party together?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Because that was a thing during the pandemic, at least, right? Just link your Netflix.
I don't think
accounts
I ever actually did that though.
I didn't either, but
yeah. So then I watched that, and then that got done about 11:30. So I did watch New Year's Rockin' Eve till midnight because they did have some people in Chicago, so the Central Time Zone did get a countdown, so that was nice.
Yep.
And then I went to bed.
Good. I think I went to bed about 3:00, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I took a car home from my friends last night because I'm like, it's 2:00. The subways are safe. I just don't feel like getting on a bright-ass subway at 2 a.m. My first car just blew past my friend's house. I just kept going, and I think it's because some people were having a fight outside on the street corner where they were going to pick me up, and they're like, I'm not dealing with that shit.
Nope.
So I had to cancel and get a different car. But
so you kind of didn't blame them, though. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
No,
either.
yeah, we were just like, why are you still driving away? You're not turning. It's like, oh, I bet
do you
it was
think
the
the
people that
driver?
were screaming.
Do you think the driver thought the fighting people were the ride?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were
I think
you're not getting in my car.
Yeah, because I was not on. I was in their little yard. And but the people were standing on the outside of the fence, screaming at each other, and oh,
Happy New Year, screaming.
Happy New Year! It's 2 a.m. and you are mad.
And then here in South Dakota, fireworks are legal for a couple weeks around New Year's. So immediately, 12:01, it was just neighborhoods and stuff. Fireworks.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Fireworks are not legal, but they happen all the time.
I mean, originally from Iowa, they're illegal there, but I didn't even know they were illegal till I was 14 because we just always did them. I don't know.
Everybody, where I grew up, everybody just drove to Missouri to buy the fire because all of the fireworks are right there on the border.
Yep. Well, and I lived in the tri-state area next to Nebraska and South Dakota, which I think Nebraska has a little stricter laws, but South Dakota is literally still the wild, wild west in some ways. So
yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, went to bed, watched Stranger Things. It was kind of part of me felt kind of lame, and then I was like, well, I do turn 40 this year. I'm lame now. I don't know.
I don't. I have 19 months until I'm 40.
I don't know. I honestly do feel better about it than I did about turning 30. Turning 30, I was really dreading.
Sure. I loved turning 30.
I don't know. But 40 to me kind of is well.
I had a great time in my 20s. And I was like, I got married at the end of my 29th year, and so my 30s are gonna be great, and my 30s have been really lovely. They've been a little stressful with a lot of things. There was a whole pandemic.
Oh, that
in my
little
early
thing?
30s.
That little
thing.
But I think for me turning 30, I felt I don't know, and see all the memes and stuff about don't be on someone else's clock.
Yep.
You know, but there's still part of me that compares. Well, I don't have this yet, and I don't.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And here I am almost 40 and still don't have most of those things. But I'm more okay with it now, I guess.
But are you happy? But are you happy?
For the most part, and especially when it comes to kids. Like, I never really wanted kids anyway,
Sure.
so that's not really it. Sometimes I think like, oh, I still live here, but it's nice. I can afford it. It's fine. I can afford it by myself. You know, that's right.
Key.
So, you know, changed jobs a couple of years ago, and that's still going okay so far. Knock on wood, because who knows? But you know, it is just one of those things where you got to kind of like put things in perspective. You know?
Yeah.
Birthdays and New Year's and all that always have a way of do that. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and like for the longest time, I was like, people are like, oh, why do you like do a resolution at New Year's? It's just another day. You know, it doesn't signify. I'm like, because it's a thing. But like as I've got a little older, I'm like, maybe I'm just gonna wait till the equinox in March, because if you think about it, I've been getting a little witchier, right? It's like spring is about rebirth, and then you've got summer, which is about life, and fall is like the decline and like a little bit of death, and winter is about just stasis. Like it is, you're staying so the way you can like cocoon. And I love the memes where just like, we live on a planet where trees give us food, and we invented capitalism and credit scores. What are we doing?
Yeah, like we were meant to chill.
Yeah.
No, I hear what you're saying, because I also think it's hard, because we've hit winter solstice, so the days are getting longer bit by bit. But it is, to me, because as I've gotten older, I do feel like the time change and that kind of stuff messes with me more than it used to.
Yeah.
It is way harder. Like, let's say my resolution was to work out more or be more active or blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
It is hard to do when it's dark at 4 p.m. Like, it is.
Yes.
It's way easier to go for a walk when it stays light out till 8 or 9. Like, you literally can't do it this time of year unless you go to become a mall walker or something.
And the only time that it's light outside is work, because we invented capitalism and credit scores.
So I see what you're saying. Like, if you are, and I'm just using that as because it's a cliche one,
sure.
Whatever. I see what you're saying, because I think in the spring I almost feel like, oh, I'm a brand new person. It's light out all the time.
Because it's light out all the time. Like, winter is about like hanging. Like, yes, the days are getting longer, but it's still very dark. It's like winter is about like truly about coming together and like eating good soups and having togetherness, rather than, oh, it's still dark out, I gotta go to work. Oh, it's still dark out, I have to go home.
Yeah, it's just dark all the time. It's so dark. But anyway, I think that's it. Is that you have anything else you want to talk about?
I don't.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, get lost.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Talking with Tasha plus Trey Lostcast. And real quick, we talked about in the recap about Finding Nemo and Beyond the Sea being the song during the credits. And Trey said it was Robbie Williams, and we both then were like, no, Bobby Darin. Bobby Darin did do it originally, but Robbie Williams' cover was the version that was during the credits of Finding Nemo. I have since looked that up, straightened it out. And it was originally a song in French. So that part was right. Robbie Williams covered it for Finding Nemo. Robbie, it's fine. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Once again, thank you so much for listening to Talking with Tasha. Thank you so much for doing all the things. If you like what you hear, let me know. Rate, review, subscribe, comment, like, share, tell all your friends. You can listen to Talking with Tasha on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, and at talkingwithtasha.com. If you want to send me an email, talkingwithtashapod@gmail.com. Also, I'm on Cameo and Fiverr. If you need any voiceover work done, check that out. It's all linked at talkingwithtasha.com. I'm on all the socials. And guess what? All of it's linked at talkingwithtasha.com. And then on each social, I have a link to my link tree that will then take you to talkingwithtasha.com. Isn't the internet a wild place? Anyway, it's 2026. I'm almost 40. Things are happening. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. I know we all need a break once in a while, and I hope that we give you just a little bit of that break with the entertainment part of it, but also, we can't ignore all the things going on outside our window. And I think that's it. I think there's only one thing left to do. Be safe, make good choices, wash your hands, just try to be a good person, stay hydrated, and peace out, Brussels sprout. Bye.